Are you a huge wrestling fan? Do you enjoy watching the WWE? If so, then check out Wrestling Discussions, my second podcast that's available on all streaming platforms where I discuss WWE topics. So tune in today. Welcome to Aspiring Discussions, episode 27. I'm your host, Ashley Janae, and as usual, I want to thank God for blessing me to do another episode, and I want to thank you all for your support, and it feels great to once again spread inspiration to you all since it's been a minute since I released an episode. And please excuse me if I sound a little bit tired. It's definitely been a busy week for me, but I'm not going to let that stop me from spreading inspiration to you all. And I hope you all checked out my last episode about eating clean and living better, which is a must that you all should think about doing to live a better life. So, today I'm going to discuss the importance of taking a break and why it's so important to take one sometimes. So, let's get into it. So I'm sure you all have very busy lives each and every day, including myself, which is not a bad thing because it's great to stay productive, to keep your mind going, and to develop healthy habits. Whether you're busy at work, busy with your career, busy with school, busy with growing your business if you have one, or you could be busy learning a new skill and etc. So those activities will definitely keep you busy and productive, but at the same time, those activities can eventually become draining, depending on how many hours you put into each activity. So that's why it's important to try to take a break as much as possible to redeem yourself, and so you don't become stressed out because we living in difficult times now where everyone is on the go, where everyone is burnt out and stressed out, where the world is so demanding and where the world is so corrupt and cruel as well for no reason, causing people to become angry and frustrated. So that's why talking about this topic was very crucial to discuss because I have been in situations where I have been burnt out and where I have been stressed out. And I was in another recent situation where I got burnt out, but definitely I took a small break to redeem myself. So that's why I really want to inspire you all to just take a break when needed because your mind and body will thank you. So in the beginning, I mentioned that you may be busy at work, which is fine because you do stay productive, but just make sure you pay attention to how your body and your mind feels and don't overdo anything either to try to please the company because at the end of the day, you are a number to these companies, meaning you can be replaced at any time. So that's why it's just best to stack your money to the best of your ability and do the minimum where you don't get stressed and burnt out. Now, if you are feeling mentally and physically drained, just take an extra day off if needed to give yourself a break. And then forget about disappointing your boss because you need an extra day. Because at the end of the day, physical and mental health is important, and that should never be neglected. But if you work in a physical job that's demanding, like the post office, UPS, FedEx, Amazon, and etc., it's just best to listen to your body because jobs like those will definitely break you down physically and sometimes mentally. And I know because I'm a former postal employee myself and a former Amazon employee. So it's definitely a demanding job, but it's just best to listen to your body to determine how you feel. Because sometimes 2 off days is not enough to redeem yourself. Sometimes you may need that extra day, and even though you do get 3 days off at Amazon, you still may not feel rested because, again, I'm a witness, and they only concern is those packages being delivered on time, and that's it. So the post office is the same thing. Their only concern is the mail and packages being dropped off on time. So the best advice I would give you is to continue to save money, whether it's $10 or $20 you put away once you get paid. Just pay attention to, and then pay attention to your body and how it feels, and take an extra day off if needed to give yourself a well-deserved break. Because if you don't balance your work life and your physical and mental well-being, then your body and your mind is going to start to fall apart little by little. And then you definitely don't want that because it's just not worth it. So that's why it's important to take a break when needed. If you are busy with your career, it should be the same thing as working a regular 9 to 5. Just make sure you have that balance to where you can focus on your career and your physical and mental well being. You know, even though your dream career, even though your career may be the dream career you always wanted, but just make sure you don't get burnt out because you still want to enjoy life at the same time. Because depending on what career you choose, whether it's being a doctor, a lawyer, a nurse, an athlete, or a musician, you still want to find that balance because number one, with those careers I just named, you dealing with people in society, and with the world that we live in right now, it's just really not the best. You're gonna always have to deal with people and their feelings, people making negative remarks about you, people doubting your abilities, and etc. And sometimes that could be draining at times, but it is what it is at the end of the day because we are in a different generation dealing with a different generation of people. And sometimes you just have to take a break from people in society and take a well deserved vacation where you could just breathe, relax, and have fun so you could feel refreshed. Because in my opinion, everyone deserves a vacation to take a break from their work lives. Rather it's going on a road trip, a cruise, traveling to another state, or getting out of the country because it gives you a chance to see different parts of the world you never knew existed. And you get to try different foods you never had before or foods that you had before, but it just tastes better when you travel to a different region. And that's definitely a plus when you take a break because not only are you relaxing, but you learning as you go, creating new memories. But what I would recommend you all do right now is to think about what you want to do and where you want to go when it's time for you to take a break from people in society. If you're a person that likes to travel state to state, I would definitely recommend checking out Minnesota because you have the Mall of America. And of course, it's one of the largest malls in the U.S. and it has a lot of stores, an amusement park, a huge movie theater, an arcade, and various restaurants. And it's so much fun, especially if you have kids with you. And I will also recommend Orlando, Florida. And I will check out the Universal themed studio parks. And I must say, that place is so lit. And you would definitely have a great time there with the family, creating memories and having fun on the rides. And the weather is beautiful if you go to Florida in the spring. And I would definitely recommend going there during that time to avoid hurricane season in the summertime. Now, if you want to relax on your own, I would go to a spa where you could get a massage, a facial, soak your body in a jacuzzi, get a manicure and a pedicure, and where food is served. I would definitely recommend that because you are just relaxing and rejuvenating your body. And I will also recommend taking a cruise because all you're doing is eating, drinking, participating in events, partying, touring around the country you're traveling to. And then most of all, you just really having a good time. You just really having fun. And then because from the experience I had with going on a cruise, it's something it's always something to do. And you forget that you are sailing in the ocean unless the ship rocks side to side. And I basically also created a lot of memories, but I would recommend preparing for a cruise like a year in advance so you can buy your plane tickets at a reasonable price and so you can book a cruise early for a good deal. Or you can stay at a resort. If cruises are not for you or if you are afraid of large bodies of water, I know that Wisconsin Dells for sure have nice resorts for the family or for couples you all can look into because resorts have, of course, swimming pools, jacuzzis, restaurants, beaches, things for the kids to do, and gift shops for souvenirs, and etc. Or excuse me, or if you want a staycation where you just take a break at home, make sure you catch up with shows and movies on Netflix, Hulu, Peacock, and believe it or not, Tubi is finally stepping their game up, and they finally have decent movies. And then, of course, you just want to make sure you go grocery shopping before you go on your staycation so you don't have to leave your home for nothing. And then also make sure you have enough household items like paper towels, tissue, paper plates if you use them, and disinfectant sprays and stuff like that while you pretty much at home. So those are pretty much some of the ideas of taking a break from people in society. And I hope you all consider one or some on some of these ideas. And I will also encourage you all to start preparing financially for these trips. Because unfortunately, with the times we living in, things are just very expensive. So it's just best to give yourself time to prepare. So the advice I would give you all is to write down a bucket list of all the places you would like to travel to and find out how many days you're going to be there for and find out what the total cost would be for your trip so you can have an idea of what you are looking to spend. And if you need to make extra money on the side to make it happen, you can either do gig work on the side, whether it's Uber, Lyft, Walmart Spark, or Amazon Flex. You know, those are some of the top paying gig work platforms that's out there. Or if you don't want to do gig work, then you can get a temporary part time job to save money. Or if you have a skill like cutting grass, cooking, playing an instrument, fixing cars, doing hair, cutting hair, or etc., you could do that to make extra money as well. And you can also make extra money by investing in the stock market, by buying stocks, which is a portion of a business which is a portion of a business that you own, or REITs, which are real estate investment trusts, where you actually buy property stocks without actually buying the actual property. And you can also get paid dividends, and dividends are payments paid to you for investing in the stock or REIT quarterly, which is like every 3 months or monthly. But in order to get a nice paid dividend, you have to invest at least 5, 10, 20, or $50 or more a day in the stock or a REIT. You just first need to set up a brokerage account, and I would recommend Webull. So it's basically spelled Webull, and I will leave that info in the description box. And you can also check out a lot of Webull beginner videos that's on YouTube as well. And they also educate you about investing because that's how I learned some stuff about this from the internet. So I would definitely leave that info in the description box, and then definitely just look at a lot of YouTube videos about investing. Because truth be told, investing is the way to get it out here. You just have to know how to do it, and then how to get your resources. And then, like I said, if anyone is interested in it, I will leave that in the description box. But overall, it's just best to just take a break sometimes when needed so you can unwind, rest, and redeem yourself to be a better you. So you don't get overwhelmed by people in society because at the end of the day, we could all use a break sometimes. So that's going to do it for this episode of Aspiring Discussions. I hope I was able to inspire you all to take a break sometimes because at the end of the day, everyone deserves it at times because we all work hard each and every day. So why not take one? And episode 28 will be coming out soon. So be on the lookout. And if anyone is interested, you could check out my other podcast, Discussions, which is about the WWE. And I will leave the link below in the box. And I also still have merch on my website if anyone was also interested. And the info will be below as well. And I will be releasing a new music video that will be coming out soon. So be on the lookout. So again, thank you all so much. Stay safe and God bless you all.